say like 2 years, we are finally doing an updated what's on my iPhone video, and it is because we have the brand new, the gorgeous iPhone 13 Pro in Sierra Blue, and we did a whole unboxing and first impressions video. I'll have it linked below for you guys who want to watch it. I personally love what's on my iPhone videos because I'm just super particular about, one, how I organize my phone, and two, the apps that I download. So it's super interesting to me to see how other people organize their phones and what apps they love. So today I'm gonna show you the apps that have made it to my phone, the apps that I've been loving, and also how I organize my phone with iOS 15. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's get started. I have just been loving the generic Apple wallpapers. I used to be that girl who would literally spend hours on Pinterest trying to find the perfect wallpaper, but now we just use the generic Apple one. So we've come a long way. Let's enter the phone. I'm obsessed with how this phone is laid out. It's just perfect for like my needs and how I navigate and use my phone on the daily. So we have two widgets here, and this first one, the one on top, has been a lifesaver for me. It's just a regular calendar widget, but it actually shows you everything on your calendar, and it started raining. Since it literally shows you everything on your calendar and it's the first thing you see when you open your phone, it's just impossible for you to forget things now because, again, it's the first thing you see when you open your phone. If I swipe up, we have Spotify. It's like a quick access to your recently played songs and playlists. Super helpful for those of you who, like me, listen to the same songs, the same albums, the same playlists. So we have Taylor Swift, Wildest Dreams, Still Not Over It, my jazz study music playlist, my cozy Christmas jazz playlists, which are my two favorite playlists for studying and just like, you know, getting productive. Then if I swipe up again, we have the weather. And ironically enough, I check the weather just to make sure that it won't rain while I film. And guess the weather app failed me this time, because it's raining right now. Our next widget over here is a smaller one on the lower left side. It is a crypto widget, and I'm very aware that it is giving very finance bro vibes right now. I don't know a lot about cryptocurrency, but I do like to dabble in it a little bit. I like to dip my toes in the cryptocurrency waters. So because I'm like a noob, basically all I do is when it's low, I buy. So this widget basically just tells me when I should buy more Bitcoin or Ethereum. This is not financial advice, it's just what I do. If I swipe up, we have the Zero app, which is for intermittent fasting. I'm not that like disciplined when it comes to my intermittent fasting, but I do try to do it as much as I can. So this just shows me like, oh, how much time you have left until you can eat, or how long have you fasted so far. So it's super helpful. Now onto the actual app. So at the bottom, we have the apps that I either use a lot or just need quick access to. So we have the camera, we have Spotify. So on Spotify, girl, I just listen to the exact same things. Like, again, we have Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo. I have my running playlist. Oh, I love this. It's my playlist called Drama Diva Time. And these are basically like really belty songs that I like to play whenever I'm in the mood to just like scream and sing in my room. We have the phone app, which I don't use every day, but if I'm in an emergency and I have to call my mom or my dad, like I don't want to have to waste time searching for the app. I like how it's just right here. Then we have Safari. For the other apps, we have my social media apps, Facebook and Messenger. Honestly, I don't use either that much. Messenger I only use for school, so like for my class group chats or for group works. I'm very bad at replying. All my friends can attest to this. I will literally take like 1 to 3 business days to reply to a message. Facebook, I formally stopped using it, I'd say senior year of high school. Pretty sure I haven't posted since then, but Facebook culture, is that what you call it, is pretty big in my university. Like everyone's changing their profile pictures like every 2 days, you know, people are commenting and posting. But personally, I left the Facebook train years ago and I don't think I'm coming back. Then we have Twitter. Twitter, I only use to browse. I'm not a tweeter. I mainly use it to reassure myself of my opinion of some things. Like after I finish watching a movie or a TV series, or if I just want to check out something trending, I'll go on Twitter, I'll search it up and see what other people's opinions are. Like last night, I finished watching The Guilty on Netflix with Jake Gyllenhaal. That movie annoyed me so much. I immediately went to Twitter to see what people were saying about it. Turns out not many people are talking about it. But yeah, that's how I like to use Twitter. Then we have Instagram, which is probably my most used social media app. I'm still pretty bad at replying on Instagram, but among all the social media apps, Instagram is probably the one that I'll get back to you the earliest at. Then we have Viber. Viber I only use for my family group chat. Yeah, we're a Viber fam. We have Messages, which I also am really bad at replying at. Bottom line is Raya sucks at replying. Then we have YouTube. Oh, who have I been watching recently? I've been watching the usual, you know, like Remy, Alicia. Then we have mail. I check my mail probably like 50 times a day, which is why it's so like unfathomable to me when professors take forever to reply to their emails, like when they take like a week to reply, because I'm like, girl, I check my email 50 times a day and my job doesn't even depend on it. Like, why aren't you checking your email? What's a tea? And then we have 3 folders here. Oh, by the way, this is my only window. I don't have anything if you swipe to the left or to the right, because for me, it's just more efficient to have everything in just one window. So the same goes for my folders. You can't swipe, it's just one page. For this one, we have Mega Photo, which is a really cool like video editing app. We have Lightroom, which I love. I use Lightroom to edit all my photos. I definitely recommend the mobile app because it's essentially the same as the desktop app, but it's free. We have Clock, which I use quite a lot. I set so many timers and alarms throughout the day, like at least 20. I will set a timer every single time I take a break. So I'm like, okay, you can watch Netflix for an hour. I'll set an hour timer, or you can go on social media for 30 minutes. I'll set a 30-minute timer. For alarms, this is for like my classes or for my meetings. I'll always set an alarm for it because I'm super like paranoid that I'll miss something important. Then we have Globe One, which I use to monitor my data usage because I consume data quite a lot. So I have to monitor it because it gets quite expensive if you go over your allotted like data amount. We have TikTok, and I am ashamed to admit it, but TikTok is in a folder because I'm still at that point where I'm not like confident enough to have people know that I'm on TikTok. So I hide it in a folder. We have the calculator, Kindle. Kindle I don't use that much on my phone. I mainly use it when I'm like stuck somewhere that I didn't expect I'd be stuck in. So like traffic or waiting in line for something, then I'll whip out my Kindle and like read a book. For the second essentials folder, we have more of the school things. So just like the boring stuff, Google Calendar, Drive, Docs, Pinterest. I don't know if I want to expose myself, but I told you guys in one of my videos that I love daydreaming. It helps me fall asleep. I just love like imagining scenarios in my head, like making my own movie. So sometimes before I'll go to bed, I'll be like, okay, this is the scenario. You're at a cafe, you're wearing a really cute dress, but then I'm like, what dress exactly am I wearing? So I'll go on Pinterest and I'll search for a dress, and that's the dress I'll be wearing in my imagination. That's not weird. Then we have Canvas, hate that. We have YouTube Studio, which I use to check my comments. WhatsApp, I don't use a lot, but some of my friends and like YouTube friends are on there, so that's why we have it. We have Go Nuts 3D, which is my game of the month. So, later I'll show you my favorite games, but when it comes to games, I'm the type of person who can only focus on one game at a time. Like I can't be playing multiple games at once because girl, when I pick my game of the month, I'm in. I'm dedicated to that game and I will try my best to be the best at that game. 2 skills that I don't have or like that I'm not very good at are visualization, like visualization of abstract ideas, and problem solving. For this game, you have to untangle the knots, and to do so, you need good abstract visualization skills and problem solving skills. So this has just, I think, really improved my skills in both those areas. Then for my shopping folder, we have PayPal, Grab, which I use to order food. I use Grab way too much. Like I swear, I am wasting so much money getting food delivered. We have Gcash, which is an electronic wallet, which I also use literally every single time I'm out, like I prefer using Gcash over my debit card or my credit card because it's so much more convenient. We have Shopee, Lazada, Zalora, of course, the holy trinity of shopping apps in the Philippines, or I don't know if Zalora should be on. Not me being shady to Zalora for no reason. Now let's move on to my app library because this is where the rest of my apps are. Let's start with the games. So again, I like pick a game and commit to it. So each of these games here represent like a specific season in my life. Okay, who are some key mentions here? Oh, we have Trivia Crack. Basically for games, I love like problem solving, trivia, or word games. And I used to be so obsessed with Trivia Crack like freshman, sophomore year of college. I was so obsessed that I literally bought the adless version and I tried to get all my friends into it, and I started competing with one of my friends, but he was just too good at it. Like I swear he was cheating. Because I was so annoyed that he kept beating me, I stopped playing the game. Oh, we have Two Dots. Two Dots I was so obsessed with. I'd say like sometime in high school, maybe like junior year. And I had like 2 batchmates who I was neck on neck with. So that was like super fun because I was like, oh my gosh, am I ahead of them? Are they ahead of me? I would literally play it every single day on the ride home from school, like on the bus. It was like my routine. This reminds me of high school. I love it. Oh, we have Snake versus Block, which is one of my only like non-brain, well, technically, maybe this is a brain game because you have to like know how to subtract and stuff. This was recommended by my friend Alexis. Shout out to Alexis. I was really into this, I'd say sophomore, junior year of college. She recommended it to me like early on. She was like, I think you'd really like this game. And I was like, nah. That reminds me of Snake.io. Remember that game? Like everyone in middle school was obsessed with Snake.io, but I was like, nah, I don't think I'll like that. And then fast forward to a few months later, I was obsessed with this game. Last one I'm gonna talk about, we have Match 3D, which was recommended by Lauren. Not me calling her Lauren like we're friends, by Laura DIY on Twitter. She said that it really helped her with her anxiety because the game is basically a matching game that you have to pair all the objects together. And it worked for me for a little bit until I got further up, and when you advance, they shove more items, they shorten the time, and it just made me so much more anxious. It made me so stressed because I was like panicking and I wouldn't let myself sleep until I finished the round. But it's still a fun game. Okay, now going through the rest of the folders, some of these I'm just gonna go through quickly because I don't think you guys would appreciate me going through and explaining every single one of my apps. For social, we have, most of these I've already talked about. Oh, Snapchat. Oh my goodness. Snapchat brings so many memories. Memories of just like high school, not regrets, but Snapchat is basically my high school experience. I actually stopped using Snapchat, I think, freshman year of college. I ended all my streaks. Yes, I was one of those girls that kept streaks. I just keep Snapchat here because, I don't know, I'm just like, maybe one day I'll wanna look back on like my Snap story memories, so I just keep it there for that. We have the utilities folder, just very basic, boring stuff. Photo and video, okay, who are some key mentions here? Oh, Splice. Splice is a really good video editing app for the phone. I use it to edit like my Instagram stories. Usually when I do like montages of like my coffee routine, stuff like that. PixArt I like to use to make collages. Huji, Dazcam, and Dispo are all like not fake, like virtual film camera apps. Next folder, we have entertainment, Netflix. Ooh, what are my current Netflix favorites? Oh, a series I finished recently, Squid Game. I finished Squid Game in literally one afternoon. Really love Squid Game. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. I know it's like very hyped right now, but trust me, the hype is justified. Prime Video, which is not worth it at all. I watched Camila Cabello's Cinderella movie recently and it was not good. We have Shazam, which is the app that allows you to identify songs. Super helpful. Shopping, we already went through that. For productivity, these are just all my school apps, a bunch of boring stuff like, you know, Google, Microsoft. For travel, this is more like delivery. So if I need to get something picked up or food, boring stuff again. Finance, already went through that. For education, we have Class Up, which allows you to make your schedule, like a schedule wall wallpaper. It's super helpful. I actually highly recommend it. I always make one for myself like every start of the semester. For information and reading, we have, Reddit. I actually love Reddit. I used to be so sketched out by Reddit. I was like, only people who are sketchy use Reddit, because why would you use Reddit other than Google? But I actually use Reddit quite a bit, especially when I'm searching something that's more niche, because I'm like, I'm sure there's like a Reddit community for this somewhere. Oh, we have health and fitness. So for this one, I just want to give a shout out to 5K Runner. I'm not a great runner now, but at least I can run a 5K. And it's all thanks to this app. Like literally prior to this app, I could probably run like half a kilometer without stopping. But now I can run a 5K. And again, it's all thanks to this app, so I highly recommend it. Then we have references, which are just the dictionary. Oh, the Bible's here. Our Daily Bread, which is my family's devotional app. And yeah, that's it. Scooch back to the middle. That is it for this video. That is everything that is on my iPhone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next Saturday, 2 p.m. Bye, girl.